The death ray or death beam was a theoretical particle beam or electromagnetic weapon of the 1920s through the 1930s that was claimed to have been invented independently by Guglielmo Marconi, Nikola Tesla, Harry Grindell Matthews, Edwin R. and Graichen, as well as others. In 1957, the National Inventors Council was still issuing lists of needed military inventions that included a death ray. While based in fiction, research into energy-based weapons inspired by past speculation has contributed to real-life weapons in use by modern militaries, sometimes called a sort of death ray, such as the United States Navy and its laser weapon system deployed in mid-2014. Such armaments are technically known as directed energy weapons. History: in the year 1923, Edwin R. an inventor from San Francisco, claimed he was the first to develop a death ray that would destroy human life and bring down planes at a distance. He was born in Detroit, and he claimed he worked for 9 years as a student and copyright of Charles P. Steinmetz. Harry Grindell Matthews tried to sell what he reported to be a death ray to the British Air Ministry in 1924. He was never able to show a functioning model or demonstrate it to the military. Nikola Tesla claimed to have invented a death beam, which he called Teleforce, in the 1930s and continued the claims up until his death. Tesla explained that this invention of mine does not contemplate the use of any so-called death rays. Rays are not applicable because they cannot be produced in requisite quantities and diminish rapidly in intensity with distance. All the energy of New York City transformed into rays and projected 20 miles, could not kill a human being, because, according to a well-known law of physics, it would disperse to such an extent as to be ineffectual. My apparatus projects particles which may be relatively large or of microscopic dimensions, enabling us to convey to a small area at a great distance trillions of times more energy than is possible with rays of any kind. Many thousands of horsepower can thus be transmitted by a stream thinner than a hair, so that nothing can resist. Tesla proposed that a nation could destroy anything approaching within 200 miles. And will provide a wall of power in order to make any country, large or small, impregnable against armies, airplanes, and other means for attack. Antonio Longoria in 1934 claimed to have a death ray that could kill pigeons from 4 miles away and could kill a mouse enclosed in a thick-walled metal chamber. During World War II, the Germans had at least 2 projects, and the Japanese one, to create so-called death rays. One German project led by a man called Schiebold concerned a particle accelerator with a steerable bundle of beryllium rods running through the vertical axis. The other was developed by Dr. Rolf Widerow and is referred to in his biography. The machine developed by Widerow was in the Dresden Plasma Physics Laboratory in February 1945 when the city was bombed. Widerow led a team in March 1945 to remove the device from the ruined laboratory and deliver it to General Patton's Third Army at Burgube, where it was taken into U.S. custody on April 14, 1945. The Japanese weapon was called Death Ray Kugo, which aimed to employ microwaves created in a large magnetron. In 2013 in the United States, 2 men from upstate New York were arrested after being charged with attempting to build a death ray. The men allegedly sought to use the death ray to kill Muslims and President Barack Obama. In science fiction, although the concept of a death ray was never put into action, it fueled science fiction stories and led to the science fiction concept of the handheld ray gun used by fictional heroes such as Flash Gordon. In Alfred Noy's 1940 novel The Last Man, a death ray developed by a German scientist named Marduk is unleashed in a global war and almost wipes out the human race. Similar weapons are found in George Lucas' science fiction saga Star Wars. In popular culture, the earliest reference to a death ray in literature is in the P.G. Wodehouse short story, The Rummy Affair of Old Biffy, published in 1925, in which Bertie Wooster describes Sir Roderick Glossop as having eyes that go through you like a couple of death rays. The idea that a death ray was possibly invented by Nikola Tesla and may have caused the Tunguska event was explored in an episode of Dark Matters, Twisted but True, in a story entitled Radio Waves of Death. In the book Goliath by Scott Westerfeld, the Tunguska event was caused by Goliath, Nikola Tesla's death ray-like weapon. This theory is also brought up in one of Spider Robinson's Callahan's books. Tesla's death ray is a prominent fixture of nation's defense in Larry Correia's Grimoire book series. In the game Command & Conquer, Red Alert 2, the player can build a weapon called a Tesla coil. This weapon is vaguely similar to the death ray. In the game Clash of Clans, players can build a weapon called a hidden Tesla. It remains hidden until attackers come near it, at which point it shoots beams of electricity at them, much like the death ray. In the Season 3 finale of Murdoch Mysteries called The Tesla Effect, where two former associates of Tesla teamed with criminal mastermind Sally Bedrick to build a microwave-based death ray roughly the size of a tank. See also, directed energy weapon, heat ray, surgical strike, sonic weaponry, science fiction weapon, strategic defense initiative, teleforce. References. External links. Defense Update article on MTHEL, microwave weapons, wasted energy, high-power microwaves, strategic and operational implications for warfare, HAARP, High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program.